Hello, hi there gorgeous Libras. I do hope that you're all lovely and well, and welcome to my channel. My name is Bella and most people know me as Bella the Secret Psychic. If you'd like to know more about me and my service and my reading, just look at the links below. Sorry, you are my last video that I'm doing today and I'm totally tongue-tied. And also, like, just before I come on, I do dip into what's going to happen into your love life, and being empathic, and sort of sometimes get sucked into the energy of things, and the way you guys start your month is like there's a real need, and you do very quite quickly, to kind of come out of your own heads a little bit and come out of maybe the things that haven't been working well in the relationship, and start to be a little bit more proactive in building things to be better. So that may mean that you're being proactive about not being single anymore and how you want to date, or it could be that you have got to a bit of a stalemate in your relationship and you're going to be much more active in putting more into it. So you might decide that you want to spend some more time with that person, do some extra things, be creative, date, all that kind of stuff. I think for some of you Libras, you've had some other outside things going on for you, and you're just kind of snapping yourself out of that kind of boggy energy that may have been with you a little bit last month. And in the first week, you're shown as transitioning from the bog into a lovely, swimming pool of things feeling a little bit better. But I have to say, it's coming across as you feeling like you're taking an active role in taking yourself out of that kind of mindset. And it probably will help, just because astrologically the energy will be much more supportive of you to feel like you can engage or with partnerships, whether you're in one or not, in a much more positive way. And it works relatively quickly, because with you beautiful Libras, when you're out of balance, you can't really focus or participate in a relationship very, very well. But when you are in balance, you are beautiful. And I just get here, by the second week, you're almost feeling like you're back to yourself, either with dating and that being successful, or in your partnership. So it does not take very, very, very long at all, Libras, for you to find yourself again. I do get, actually, for a lot of Libras, where you are in connections with people, you do have really supportive people around you, really close, compatible relationship, real bonding relationships. And so you've got nothing to hold you back other than yourself or the outside stuff. And maybe what you need is to re-engage in your relationship to feel refreshed, actually, because relationships that we choose to have with people should enrich us. And if you've had to take time out for whatever reason, or it's got a bit lapse, by you injecting yourself back into that, feels like it just lifts you, basically, and you just get a whole lot of love and support and everything back. And also, I get here that this other person, new or otherwise, makes you feel like the king or queen of your castle. I get here that you're, some things that you've been needing, like in relationships, we like praise, and we like somebody to tell us that we look good or take us out or do something. I get that you get that from that person. So I get you go from boggy to I feel really good about myself in a relatively short amount of time as well. So first couple of weeks, but particularly first week, is more of a transition into this positive energy. Second week, that just gets built upon and you're feeling very much like yourself. I feel a glow around you, Libras, which you haven't felt too much. Like, it's been okay, it's not been terrible, but it's just, there's been a spark missing. As we go into the third week, I think some of you, you're in, and there was another sign, I can't remember which sign it was, where it was kind of like you were feeling okay, but you didn't know what direction you were going in. And maybe this is the planner in Libras, where they kind of need to plan to keep that balance. They don't like to always not know which way they're heading in case they get toppled off. But you are in that third week, maybe being called to think about that, because you are aware that you're happier, but you have no idea what's happening next week, the next day, how you maintain this. And so, in order for you to feel a little bit more sense of comfort, to build upon this kind of loving flow, this would be that week the best time to start thinking about the plans or the things you'd like to do for yourself or with that other person that builds upon that, so that you do have direction, so that you don't get toppled down back into the bog of despair. For some of you, this will be planning around your relationship, family planning. I'm getting up. I'm also getting plans around building stuff together. So this could be very literal as well, in terms of I get a lot of building stuff. So like decorating, building homes, building a life together could also be in terms of commitment, that kind of stuff. But at least you're giving yourself direction. So you may be the one asking for that. You could be fishing for it also too, to answer questions around with the person you're with about what direction, because some of the relationship direction cannot be dictated by you. It would need to be in conversation, but as long as you've got a pathway to it and you can discuss it, it seems to come out better. As we get to the last month, you know, and I think this is why it's important that my guides bring up the whole point about you planning, because if you don't plan, it feels like in the last week you can just slip a little bit into that bog and there's no need. So do know yourself and do put those plans in place, because it just helps you. It turns it from you slipping into self-doubt and slipping into a kind of, oh, you know, life is hard, you know, place, to you feeling again in control, feeling like the other person is giving you what you want. Because I get some of your suggestions as they're saying, yeah, that's good, we can do this, we can do that, and yes to your ideas, and yes to this building of thing, this planning, that you feel balanced as a Libra should feel, basically able to take on the world in every respect that it brings you. So Libra, it's this whole month feels like you transitioning from something that was less stable or less yourself, not terrible, but just less yourself, into something where you are feeling stable in your connections, to something where you can build upon, where you can have direction, that, but you do have to take a certain amount of charge in it. It's nice to have those happy feelings. I get it's you that's inserting yourself. So everything that I'm saying seems to come from you doing. Inactivity will leave you in the bog. And the energy will be very supportive of you to be putting in and not just settling, because it just seems to work highly in your favor when you do that. All right. So I super hope that that's been helpful. Again, if you'd like to know more about me or have a private reading, the links are just down below. I will see you again next month, and you all take care. Bye.